and the only country in Central and Latin America where the official language is English. Belize, a country known for its snorkeling, its beaches, its amazing food, with its ties to both Latin America and the Caribbean. We're the Belizean travelers, and we're celebrating our first birthday trip internationally with a child. We travel where the value is, and we show you the world one PTO at a time because we're double income, single kid, and we just arrived in Belize.
Alright, so we just landed in Belize. I've never deplaned from the back like that before. Well, I've deplaned from the back, but they use a little pickup truck. There's tractor trailers here. There's a little small Mayan airline flight right there. But yeah, first day.
And just like that, we have tip number one, and that is to bring cash. Belize does take US dollars, so you don't need to convert. But as you notice, once you arrive, there's no ride sharing apps, and you have to take a bus or a taxi. We took a taxi, and they only take cash, and I highly recommend it. But also know you can't do too much negotiating. It's usually a flat rate from the airport.
It's day one, so you know we had to hop in the pool. We were gonna go into the beach right here. It's a pretty chill beach, but we're just gonna save that for the next day. Kat, what are we about to do?
We're gonna go explore the island of San Pedro and find some good food.
Yep, so we're gonna get some food. We had some food last night, which was pretty good. I had curry chicken, and then Kat had
Jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken.
So for our first official meal, we wanted some Belizean and more of the Caribbean style. So we went to Caroline's Kitchen. The food was great. As mentioned before, Belize is in Central America, which comprised of Latin America, but it's more in the Caribbean roots, which is why the main language is English, and a lot of the local food looks pretty Caribbean and Jamaican-like.
They said they had fresh Scotch bonnet. If you know Jamaican food, you know Scotch bonnet. That was not Scotch bonnet spicy. So they probably just did that because we're foreigners. So next time I'm gonna make sure, make it Belizean spicy, you feel me? But
this is the hotel. And so like I said earlier, we'll do a solo where we stayed and what we ate type rating video, so make sure you watch that when it comes out. Link will be at the end. But basically, this hotel was beautiful. I was able to take the drone out. I forgot to mention that we did have to take the ferry because we are in San Pedro and the main airport is in Belize City, so you always have to transfer and either take a plane or a boat. The plane is like 3 to 4 times the price of the boat, so as budget travelers traveling where the value is, you know we took the boat. The boat ride is an hour and a half and stops in Caye Caulker and San Pedro and ranges between $30 and $45. Tip number 2 is be prepared to ride a golf cart because they don't have car rentals on San Pedro. You have to rent a golf cart or use your hotel shuttle. We stayed off site a little bit, and so our hotel didn't have a shuttle. Our golf cart cost about $20, $25 a day. On high season, it could cost up to $40 to $45. Also, double check the reviews because some of them have really bad shots.
First coffee here in Belize, pretty small. After my $2 tip, it came out to be like $13, which is like $6.50, which is decently pricey, but hey, it's not the first choice I had because there's 2 other ones. One I want to go with Cat, the other one was closed and only opens on Monday, but opens back up on Monday. As you can see, I'm not wearing a microphone because I want you to hear the sounds of Belize. It's a lot of golf carts here, this is all they use. The coffee shop I just went through is a drive-through, but it's like a drive-through golf cart. Because the entrance, I don't even think it's big enough for a car to go through, but I think I got the butterscotch, so butterscotch and white chocolate mocha in it. Now we're about to go into the grocery store and get some bananas and some food because food is pretty pricey here, but then also to get food for our baby, because she might not eat the whole thing, even pricier. So we're just gonna go get some fruits and stuff like that, and then when we eat, she'll just get the meat. She had some jerk chicken yesterday. She liked it. Oh, before I go into the store, as you can tell, I'm like dripping in sweat already, and I've only been outside for like 20 minutes. Craziest thing is this is $6 US. So we're just about to just grab this natural $3, whatever brand this is. It says natural, no aluminum, so we filled this coming session of packing because I packed like 4 days in advance and I still somehow left my toothbrush, I left my deodorant, forgot to pack our natural soaps. Usually I'm the one that packs our natural bar soaps when we travel because we're natural over here, and forgot all of that. So I gotta buy a toothbrush, I gotta buy a hairbrush, I picked up the hairbrush and the two brushes before we left because I wanted to brush my teeth, brush my hair in the morning, put my wave cap on, and I left it on either the bathroom counter or on my bed. So we're shopping now, and it's crazy expensive. So just look at this. I asked Kat how much tampons is. So if you're a girl and you're about to get on your period, I'm a dude, but listen to me. Bring that stuff just in case, because this box of 96 is 40 USD or 79.95 Belizean dollar. That is crazy to me.
So as stated earlier, Belize is a lot more expensive than most people anticipate. So this is tip 3, is be prepared to spend a little bit more money, especially if you're on the island. So Belize City is going to be cheaper, and then Caye Caulker and then Ambergris Caye is going to be the most expensive.
First stop before actually getting food is checking out this little fruit stand. So we're gonna get some fruits for a little baby. The grocery store earlier didn't actually have that many options, so they had apples, which were from the U.S. and it was super crazy expensive. So they have a bunch of stuff, star fruit, they have sour sop, they have rambutans, and they have rambutans out here. All of this for $6. We got like what, 3-4 bananas,
4 bananas,
2
2
star fruit,
2 grapefruit, and then
some fried bananas or plantains, I can't tell.
plantains.
Alright, time to go eat. The local doggy.
So we made it to JC's Mexican Tacos. This was recommended by some people on Google. And to be honest, not bad. And it's really, really affordable too. I got this whole entire dish for $5 US. It's stewed chicken with rice and beans and plantains. And I got a little coleslaw as well.
Yeah. The plantains aren't as good as the ones we had yesterday. The ones yesterday were actually warm. This was kind of lukewarm, or a little hot. These are lukewarm.
But the rice and beans, sorry to cut you off, the rice and beans is better here than the one from yesterday.
Yeah, I actually wanted some beef. They didn't have the beef. They didn't have the lobster either. So I didn't want to get both stewed chicken. So I ended up getting empanadas. So we'll see how the empanadas go. But yeah, this is interesting. Mexican food, and we're not actually getting Mexican food. We're getting part of the Belizean side.
What you think?
All right, that's actually way better than the ones yesterday. It's more moist. Probably the most moistest, I don't know how you say moistest, I don't know.
It's flavorful
rice and beans
too.
that I've ever had. All right, about to try these empanadas. Funny, it took longer to make the empanadas than that.
I mean, the stew, you had to cook it all day.
Yeah, the stew was already made. It's good. They pre-cooked the chicken. I saw them take the chicken out the fridge. But the empanada is fresh, it's crispy on the outside. I think this is that cheese, that Mexican cheese sour cream stuff. Not mayonnaise. I thought it was mayonnaise at first.
So what's the close-up with the crunchiness?
Well, it doesn't look super crunchy. But this is good. I would get this again. What's that? $5? $1.25 per empanada. So we just drove like 30 seconds outside of the restaurant and found this little craft market. Wanted to go here, one, because it is hot. I don't know if you can see the sweat is dripping through my shirt because it's outside seating and I'm extremely hot right now. But we just stopped. You see baby girl got a little doll right there. It is pretty pricey, I would say. This isn't the Asian prices or like Mexico prices. That doll was, I think Kat got it for $7, but they wanted more. There was a little ornament thing, and we normally would try to get ornaments. They wanted $20 originally, and that was just a no. And then I think they got.
Every like and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Thank you all.
Tachino. What's that? It's good. Rich.
This chocolate is so good. Look at the one they cut this at. Look at this honeycomb. It's so good looking.
Warning. Flakes.
It's like, if you remember the thing from like Squid Games, or if you had like a doggone or coffee, they put the little honeycomb on top. It's basically caramelized sugar with a little baking soda and stuff. It tastes so good. The chocolate is good. It kind of reminds me of a Butterfinger, but tastier. And then chocolate-chino is what? Milk, chocolate, and coffee.
Coffee.
Actually tastes really good. This is one of the better ones I've had. We didn't even give her no chocolate and she's so hyped. Sorry. Why is she hyped? From that stewed chicken earlier is kicking in. Hey, hey. So she heard the music. So. Thank you. They are closing, so I'm going to eat my chocolate to go. But we got the Mayan chocolate here, which is basically coconut rum and dark chocolate. So let's give it a try. I think it's dark chocolate. I forgot it was a truffle. I like broke. This is good. That's coconut rum, all right. All right, Kat, what you think? That's good.
That makes me want to drink.
So if you're here in Belize and you're wondering why is there a smell of like sewage or something rotten, it's because of this right here. So that's the sargassum. It's a type of seaweed, algae. I think it's seaweed. And basically a lot of places that have a smell at the beach is because of that, because it gets on the beach or it starts floating near the coast instead of in the middle of the water, and it starts bringing flies. It starts smelling and decaying and stuff. So if you're in like Cabo, I believe Cancun, I think Cabo for sure, they collect it. Some of the major resorts collect it, and so they spend millions of dollars every single year making sure it doesn't wash afloat or get ashore so that it doesn't stink. But here they don't have that, obviously, so it comes on. They have people that collect it, but it still has a strong odor, and so that's what that smell is. It's not sewage, but it is going to be really strong. So if you're someone that's going out, just be wary of that it is going to smell. This place is definitely interesting, right? I would say it's interesting because I'm in Central America. I haven't been to Guatemala, I haven't been to El Salvador, Honduras, been to Costa Rica and Panama. And this, honestly, kind of has a Panama type feel, right? The Panama has a feel like that because of the American population and everything of that nature. They have darker people. This feels like I'm in a mix of Jamaica and Mexico. It's so interesting. Like the person that checked us in yesterday, she definitely looked Mexican, right? The like indigenous tradition Mexican, not like Spain Mexican. But she had a Caribbean accent. So it was like crazy. And they're coming around. Obviously, when we get to Belize City, it's going to be a different story, and I'm wanting to get immersed in the culture that's there. But we're on an island right now that's tourist heavy, so it's not as much culturally. But it is interesting seeing the different mix of people. There's Mexican-looking people, there's Dominican-looking people, there's Black people. There's like the more like it's just interesting. And then food-wise, right? There's a Estella's fast food in front of us. It's Mexican food. We ate Mexican food earlier. The Mexican food also had Belizean food. The Belizean food is also technically like jerk chicken or stew. And so it's a place I have saved that's a Jamaican spot. So it's just crazy. The culture is interesting. The food is interesting. I'm trying to get a little bit more into it, like I said, when we go to Belize City, because I really want to figure it out. And they're right back where we started about 2 hours ago. So we're back in front of these shops right here. We just ate at B&B's fast food. So it says fast food, but it's really just, it doesn't mean like fried chicken. I mean, there are a few hamburgers and hot dogs, but it means so like you get stewed chicken and stuff that's already pre-cooked. So it comes out within 5 minutes. If you get a hamburger, hot dog, it takes a little longer because you have to cook it fresh, but it's still fast, right? Cat, I had the stewed chicken. Cat had the pork ribs. The pork ribs had a good kind of char to it. The rice was rice and beans, but it did have a coconutty taste to it. The stewed chicken that I had, I didn't try Cat's stewed chicken earlier, but she said the one from earlier was better. And she said it was more slow cooked and the flavor was a little stronger. This isn't bad, but I prefer like the jerk chicken, the curries, because it has way more flavor than like the stewed. But for $6 this one, and your thing was $9, so 18 Belize, and this stewed chicken was 12. That's not bad.
No,
Look at the dog trying to get some right there, or is he trying to get on the camera? You photobombing us right now? What's good?
Should I give this to him?
No, that might. You don't see how sharp that is? You about to kill this dog.
Alright, so we are now going to try the fried jack house. And if you're ever in this main San Pedro area, parking in front of all the shops costs money. It's metered park. I don't know how much it is. But back here behind this church over here and this sign, it's completely free to park. Obviously there's restaurants and stores, stores and stuff like that. So they might try to sell you something. The girl was kind and she just gave us a flyer, but this is actually not that bad, right? We normally book our trips on Get Your Guide, and this is half the price than on Get Your Guide. Depending on if we get sponsored or not, we might just book from that lady. Like, she was kind enough to say, hey, y'all looking for parking? Or you can park here. Obviously she's gonna try to get her a spill, but it wasn't really aggressive at all. So I might try to negotiate a little bit, but for $45 for the Shark Ray Alley and Ho Chan Reserve, that's really not bad. And if you wanna do like a full day manatee, go to Key Kalka and all that, it's $100. It includes water, sodas, rum punch, fresh fruits, and lunch equipment. So check this out, Maya and Viv, pretty nice shop lady in front. And for day 2, you know we can't sit still, so we decided to head to a place for a secret beach that Kat found. It ain't no secret, I don't know why it's called that. But anyways, if Kat say we don't go where she wants to go, this is like the 3rd video in a row that we went where she wanted to go. Anyways, we had a good time, snorkeled a little bit, had some good coffee, had some good food. You'll see later that we stopped at a place called Truck Stop, so make sure you go watch the video that we're gonna do to see what we snorkeled, what we ate and stuff on that trip. It is 40 minutes away from San Pedro, but be mindful you are on the golf cart, so probably more like an hour, and it's going to be very bumpy, maybe a little dusty, so be prepared for that. Especially if it's sunny or if it's rainy, have something to block that shade. And with our baby, we just had to bring a lot of extra water. And apparently something that's so good here is also Belizean coffee. So Belize grows their own coffee. That's why today we made our way to Caye. I keep wanting to say Caye because it's C-A-Y-E, but I believe it's pronounced Caye. So Ambergris Caye, Key Kalka, stuff like that. We're at Caye Coffee Company, which is one of the biggest coffee growers, roasters in Belize. I'm not sure if they grow their own coffee, but the biggest coffee roaster in Belize. I've had like 3 coffee drinks in Belize and they've been good. They haven't really been phenomenal. I want to buy a bag of roasted coffee, but I wanted to taste the coffee first, especially from the place itself, to see if it's even worth it. Now, I normally don't get dark roast. I usually get medium or light roast. I like the caffeine content, but dark roast, if you didn't know, let me drink it real quick. It's hot. I don't know if I'm... if you didn't know, dark roast coffee has more of a coffee taste, maybe more of a bittery taste to it than medium or light roast, but it has the least amount of caffeine. The most amount of caffeine is going to be the light roast. The lighter the roast or white coffee has the most amount of caffeine. Dark roast, it's also the easiest for places to mimic because you burn all the notes of the coffee out. Yeah, so when you want a light roast, you get something more fruity, more floral, more citrusy. It just depends. But sometimes people say it tastes like gas station coffee, especially if they get a bad brew. So if you want a good brew, get a reputable company. But if you just want your coffee to taste like coffee and also maybe not have a lot of caffeine, but you don't trust decaf, then you get you a dark roast. I got a little bit of half and half in here. No sugar, just half and half in a mocha pot brew, which is something I have at home. So I didn't want to get an espresso because still too hot. I don't really have an espresso machine. I'm looking for one of those lever systems right now. I have mocha pot, I have French press, I have a drip, I have a fin filter. So I wanted to try a way that I would make it, which is the mocha pot. So once this cools down, I'll give you a recommendation. But after this, we are going to try some Jamaican food. It's supposed to be the best on the island, the best in San Pedro, Robin's Kitchen. Let's see the smell. It actually smells really, really good. I don't think they put cinnamon in it, but it does have a little unique smell to it. I don't know. Apparently, aroma and fragrance are two different things when it comes to coffee. I learned that on our Seattle walking tour that we did, Seattle coffee tour. And so I think aroma is going to be more so of after it's roasted, and fragrance is going to be the bean itself, smelling it without it being roasted and boiled. Cooled down a little bit. They were nice enough to make me a little small mini French press of the light roast, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get light or dark roast. Definitely a dark roast brew. Trying to clear my, now let me compare it to, this light roast smells good. The dark roast actually smells a little bit better, but. No, the light roast. I can definitely drink this light roast without milk. The dark roast, I definitely need the milk because it's still bitter with the milk a little bit. It's not bitter, but I don't like dark roast. That's what it reminds me of. But this is kind of tea-ish, like. She did warn me. It's like, it has more caffeine. I was like, oh yeah, I know. I'm a coffee connoisseur, but I'm definitely gonna get the light roast. So we're gonna make our next stop to Robin's Kitchen. Let's me finish this and head on out.
Something that's crazy to me, it seems pretty chill here and not like no criminal activities happening, but our golf cart rental guy, Wissam, I think his name is, Cat told me his name, I forgot, said that we have to lock up because the golf carts use the same key. So this key is pretty plain, so the only thing that's different would be the lock. So if we don't lock, anybody can with a club car with their own key. And so he said to lock up, so I'm making sure I lock up even if we go into a grocery store, because hey, I don't know, he told us to, he's a local, so yeah, so I'm not gonna take the risk and get our golf cart stolen, but it seems pretty safe here. Like, there's really no crime. There's a few drunk people, homeless people, but they seem really innocent. They be sweeping the streets in front of the restaurant sometimes just to make a little bit of money. But yeah, right now I'm going to get my hair cut.
And if you've been following us on Instagram, you know every time we go to a country, I try to get a haircut to see how they cut black hair. And so this guy did another guy before me who was black, who was from the US, but lives in Belize now. And it turned out pretty good. So you'll see how mine turns out later. But basically go follow my reel or look at the shorts to see it more in depth of how that went and how much it costs. After I was done there, pick Cat back up. We went to go grab the best jerk chicken on the island, supposedly. And then for dinner, we went and celebrated Cat's 31st birthday.
So good, so refreshing. This is definitely the best drink we've had here.
If you can't hear Kat, she says so good, so refreshing, best drink so far. At, where are we at? LV's Kitchen?
Yes, LV's Kitchen.
LV's Kitchen. Hopefully this hot sauce is good because we're going to buy it if it is. Never had banana bread before our meal, but oh, it's warm too. That's good. It's not as good as the one we had at the port, the pier. I'm surprised. We had it at the boating pier, and that's the best, one of the best banana breads I've ever had. Kat said it's the best.
Back to the hotel for tip number 4. Make sure you get one that has a fridge and a kitchenette because it's not common. We have bottles to store, and then we bought lots of fruits and leftovers, so we needed that.
We actually leave in about like 3 hours to head to Belize City. So first we're going to stop at another place. I don't know if you want to consider this part of the whole food tour that we're doing or not, but we're going to stop at either this ice cream shop or this bar and restaurant that has amazing views. So let's go.
Tip number 5, since we're at the airport, would be that Belize City is more of a transit hub, but you should spend at least 1 or 2 days there out of your 5 to 7 days, just because you have access to forests, some rivers, and then also some historical ancient temples that are around the northern side of Belize.
Overall, I pretty much think that was a cool experience, but now it's time for us to catch our flight. So let me go and get ready. Boat ride. right now we are on a ferry to a place where 3 days ago there was a live shooting and someone died. But it's okay because where we live at in the United States, that happens like every 3 hours. We are on our way to Belize City, Belize. And what do you know about Belize City?
Honestly, nothing, but I'm excited to explore it.
I know nothing either, so we'll see. You're gonna see as we learn as well.
But yeah, we're excited to try just the different foods and stuff and just seeing the local life there too.
Definitely. So right now, like I said, we are on the ship going back to Belize City, where we actually landed when we first flew into the city, but right away we took the taxi and went to the water taxi. We went to San Pedro, where we spent the last 4 days in San Pedro. So make sure you go and click that link right here and watch that video. This is going to be about Belize City, which I'm the most excited for because Kat was more excited for San Pedro because it's more beachy, Isla Bonita, but I'm more excited for the city because there's a lot more history. Hopefully we can not rent golf carts and we can rent an actual car and make our way to Altun Ha or one of the Mayan temples in the area. So all the history is there, all the culture, all the old town and everything. So I'm excited for that, but I don't know what's out there, what's in store. I watched 1 or 2 videos, but most of it has been in San Pedro and very few in Belize City. So I'm excited to go eat the food, walk around the markets, maybe see some of the historic areas.
So right now we're waiting on our rental car, and I highly recommend if you're in Belize City. Right, so we just got back to Belize City. We decided to go from the water taxi, not to our hotel, straight to the airport, even though we have another day. The reason why we did that is because we want to explore the city a little bit, but then also we want to go to the Mayan temples. And so we need a rental car. We don't want to do a tour. And so with that, the rentals that are by the port and also in the middle of the city are either really expensive or either really expensive at like $120, I think one person said it was a day for the local rental cars. And then Hertz, I believe, which is in the city, they wanted 3-day minimum. We only need 1 day. So at the airport, you can actually rent for 1 day, and that's what we did. So we went to that Avis rental car, and it's only gonna be $65 a day, and they don't have mandatory insurance. Whereas that one local company, the reason why it was $120, even though on Google it said $45, is because they make you buy all the insurances, and it's mandatory for them. And so with Avis, there's about $50 in extra insurance you could buy. But if you have insurance coverage through like your credit card or something like that, you don't have to buy it. So ours ended up being about $78 after tax. All right, so it's our first stop here in Belize City. After picking up the rental car, we came straight to a restaurant. Now this probably has to be the craziest restaurant we've been eating so far here in Belize City. Probably craziest restaurant ever in life. Not because of what's on the menu or the creativity behind the idea. She thinks so too. But because of the size of the menu.
It's literally the whole entire restaurant is a menu all around us. I was gonna say, and it's so affordable as well.
Quick little fit check. We are leaving the hotel room. This was our room. Not too bad. I forgot how much Kat said she paid for the day, but yeah. Tip number 6 is a learning lesson learned from us. I wanted to go to Ho Man Chan Reserve, and then Kat doesn't really like snorkeling. I wanted to do the whole Shark Ray Alley, the Great Blue Hole, but I didn't want to pay full price, and also I didn't go out early enough to find the locals at the bar or at the different areas to see if I can get the local price, which you can do, but don't wait till last minute like we did, because you're gonna miss out or have to pay full price. But following up with the planning, tip number 7 is if you're gonna go to Altun Ha, make sure you go earlier in the morning. You'll see why later. So quick turnaround here inside the capital of Belize City. We checked out of our hotel that we stayed pretty much like 16 hours. We got to Belize. Now we just finished eating breakfast, and now we're about to take a 1 hour and like 15-minute drive. Someone drove their whole car
from the US. Yeah, that junk say Cali, California. That sign back there says 10 minutes to the pond. Down this road right here, it's way too hot for that. I'm sorry, we're on limited time, but I think we could make it because 10 minutes is usually for the slowest tourists. Probably take us like 7 minutes, 6 minutes, but it's way too hot. I am not walking. I left my water in the car as well. My pomade's starting to sweat out. It's it's hot. Yeah, I picked up Kat's phone, the phone I'm recording with right now, and she was holding it in her armpit while she was trying to tie her shoe or something, get water. There was so much sweat on the screen, it was disgusting. I had to wipe it on her. I probably should have sanitized it too. Our baby got curls out because of sweat. She's smiling. She liked the hot weather. She gonna hate going back to Seattle even though it's hot. That junk, the temperature today before we left said 89. But feels like 105. That's a 16 Fahrenheit difference. That is ridiculous. How do you have an 89 but feels like 105? Good thing it's our last day here in Belize, because to have experienced this every single day we've been here would have been crazy. I will say Belize City does feel a little warmer than the island, maybe because there's not as much of a breeze, but it's hot. How you feeling?
Itchy and hot.
There's so many mosquitoes. We came here and once we took out the car, it's just mosquitoes everywhere. So we put some of that Thai inhaler ointment on her. So, whew. All right, let's continue walking.
You see me rolling.
Technically, you can book a tour for this, but we just drove there. If you want the local recommendations and to get the local prices, you can go on Reddit, TripAdvisor to find some spots, or just ask people at the bars and markets. And if all else fails or you don't feel comfortable driving yourself, just go on Get Your Guide or Klook and book. We'll post a link down below that you can use to book any of your tours.
Right now, I'm doing a first outside of Cambodia. I guess a first when it comes to the major temples. So Mayan and Aztec temples. Usually in Central America, they don't let you climb the temples, but they're allowing me to climb it here. So I'm gonna go to the top, see what it's like to be a guide. So some little fun facts about this place is that this is a Mayan temple that was built, I think they said in 250 BC and then lasted until about 900 AD. So was that over 1200 years that it lasted for. And this was way before the Spaniards came here. The Spaniards came to Belize in like 1500, 1503, something like that. So it was a lot of Mayans here, which is why you have a lot more of the indigenous looking people, but then you also have the Caribbean folks, and then you have the lighter Spanish distant folks right here. But this is a pretty cool temple. I didn't know, and I was trying to figure out because obviously I was trying to go to Aztec and Mayan stuff, and Aztec is mainly going to be in Mexico, whereas Mayan is in a lot of Central America, a little bit of Mexico, like in the Cancun area, and then Incas is going to be that Western South America. But the Mayan probably had the more country spread of all of them.
Wave. Oh, hi. Hi. Say hi, YouTube.
Say, I'm sweating.
Oh.
Look at my hi, YouTube. Same thing they did in Cancun and in Teotihuacan. Not Cancun, but in Chichen Itza with the clapping so that people's voice can spread with the echoing and stuff. So that's also a cool concept that was carried around. There are all the pyramids, really. Not so much of the pyramids in Africa. I didn't really experience that much, or in the Middle East, but over here. But yeah, but that's not the coolest thing. The coolest thing about this place is actually this jade statue, this jade carving, which is the single largest jade carving in Central America. This is the jade head I was just talking about. And I should have thought about it, but this says that the value is between 5 to 10 million, which is the price of the jade head. I'm not sure if it's this size or a little bit bigger. it makes sense why it wouldn't be here. This has to be fake. It says it's in the central bank, and so it makes sense because there's really not that much security here. And if someone wanted to, they could just rob the place with like 10 guys or guns, and they just made $10 million. So it makes sense why it wouldn't be here, and it would be in probably the most guarded place in Belize, which is the central bank. But right now, we're just enjoying the coolness, the fans up there inside the museum, and we're gonna start heading back to the airport because it's time to go. So I'm pretty sure I've seen a toucan orchard, but tapir, I think that's how you say it. We didn't see one when we were in Indonesia, and I'm kind of upset. I'm upset we didn't see one here because I didn't know this was a national animal. So we're about to actually board our flight. We got to the airport about an hour and 30 minutes before it takes off. It's actually a quick process. This is one of the quickest airports. I mean, they always say to get there 3 hours in advance, but honestly, we never really do, especially internationally. So it's like an hour and a half. In the US, it's like an hour beforehand. Now, the worst airports that we have been to have been Istanbul, Turkey, Israel, and so that was the Tel Aviv airport. And then next one after that would probably be Atlanta. Those are the worst airports in the world that we've ever been to. Huh? Hey, he trying to get on.
Yeah, hold up. Where you from, man?
New York originally.
I'm from Belize, but I live in Houston, Texas.
Alright, so basically those are the worst airports. But for this airport, we honestly got in within like 5 minutes. Most international airports are like this. Our flight, I thought it was late, but we actually came so early that our flight is about to leave on time. Almost made a mistake and bought some hot sauce. Was about to buy some cashew wine and realized like, wait, we fly internationally, we have to get our bags and then go through customs again. Make it But it was worth it because we didn't have to pay for a check bag. So I'd rather pay the upcharge here than pay for a whole check bag internationally, which international check bag fees can be like $60+. In Israel, the airlines there sometimes, not Israel, in Turkey, the airlines there try to charge you like $120. I think it was the Emirates. We were about to fly because we needed to buy a last minute ticket. And it was like one check bag was like $120. Like that's why the flight was so cheap, because if you need a check bag, they're gonna make up the price difference. And that sums up Belize. But if you want to see what we ate and where we stayed in more detailed opinions and reviews, or you want to see our day trip to Secret Beach using the golf carts, make sure you click that link right here to watch that.